I sail because it brings me freedom into places of beauty. The wind brings us these things, but the wind can be fierce also. It will not be contained or manipulated. It chooses from where, when, and how hard. The wind is sovereign. My heart is a treacherous thing. Instead of enjoying the freedom and beauty of a trip, left to its own devices, it will dwell in anxiety and fear of what may happen next. The problem is not found in the wind and its changing moods. It's found somewhere inside of me. Hāwea is my journey of reconciling these things. My hope over the next few days is to sail to the remote northern end of Lake Hāwea and to return home safely. A journey of more than 80 kilometres. I've been preparing and looking for a weather window for weeks. The coming days are the last opportunity to sail Hāwea before winter sets in. The weather models predict tailwinds up the lake today and back tomorrow, but they don't agree on how hard the wind will blow. A light southerly breeze follows me down the lake. A sense of peace overtakes the uncertainty of what lies ahead, and I start to enjoy just being where I am.
So she's a cracker of a day, light southerly from the storm cycle that's gone through this last week. Hopefully it's going to take us all the way up the lake.
Things are going well, but change is coming. My first test today is to cross the lake and round the main corner. When the breeze hits a headland, it compresses and accelerates. On Hāwea, the corner of the lake is also the spot where the lake narrows, compressing and accelerating the breeze further. From this far off, I can't see how windy things are on the corner. I choose to commit and just see what happens.
We're definitely starting to get a wee bit more pressure as we're coming up to the main corner of the lake. There's a few whitecaps further up ahead, and every now and then we're just lifting up onto the plain, which is good fun. But I just need to be aware that there's only one of me in the boat, so just need to be a little bit conservative, so we'll just keep watching those whitecaps up ahead.
Some bigger gusts signal that the wind is building. A few kilometres down the lake where it narrows, conditions are looking a little stronger again. A wee bit of anxiety creeps in, but I too get a vote on what happens next. I choose to duck into a sheltered bay to reduce sailing.
Pushing easily 15 knots out there now, so I think we might be done with the Jenica for the day. See if we can nudge out and get further down the lake, but just sort of play it carefully, I think, because it's really coming in. Right, time to have another look. We're just going to nudge down past Silver Island, round the lee side of it, and poke our nose out and have a look. We can always turn around, but if we get stuck outside the peninsula, things might not be so pretty, so let's go have a gaze. It's like about 14, 15 knots, like probably just about what I'm comfortable with reef. Got to find out though, one way or the other. I think it's okay. Might not even be 15, it might be 12 or 13 knots, so we'll just nudge around the point, head down the side of the peninsula and just keep going until it doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, it's a lot better reef. It's rolly but pretty workable. Nowhere really to bail out for the next few kilometres on this eastern shore, so it's going to cut across while it's not too bad. Great sailing really.
The moderate southerly and steep deep chop urged the boat up the narrow section of the lake. While still monitoring the conditions carefully and keeping close to the western shore, my anxiety is replaced with excitement, and I marvel at how much distance we are making in such a short time. One challenge remains between me and the top of the lake.
Just getting into navigation mode, there's sketchy death trees in the water another kilometre further up here to starboard, and we're just running past a bit of a delta which is looking really shallow, so just picking our way through there. Breeze is pretty stable, if not a little rolly. I think we're okay if we just keep nudging away like this. Let's keep our eyes well open though.
In this light, the dead trees that are actually breaking the surface are difficult to spot, and the submerged trees are invisible.
Flat the neck. I can see the bottom everywhere and trees all around us. Just going to take this really slowly and carefully. If the wind comes up anymore, I might actually back out of here. This looks sketchy to me.
I jibe back and forth, looking for a safe gap.
The wind's buttoning back and I can see a nice gap through here that heads up to the Hunter Valley river mouth, so I might just nudge up after all. What could possibly go wrong? You wouldn't want to run into those in the dark. Famous last words, but I think that's the worst of the dead trees in the water navigated. Felt really sketchy further back there. I just couldn't see a way through. I'd read that you could get through, but I just couldn't see it. So just keep our eye out. I popped up the Jenica just because we're running out of wind and it's easier to stick the Jenica up than it is to shake out the reef. So just keep nudging up. We've got to get around one more river delta and we're right at the top. So just see how that goes. See if we've got enough daylight left.
Rolling into the top of the lake, I realise that although the wind can be fierce, it's also the thing that has brought me miles today, into a place of beauty in a way that most never get to experience.
The sort of place you only ever get to once in a lifetime.
While staying aware of what's happening around us, simply enjoying the freedom and beauty of the moment can stop our heart from taking us into unhealthy worry. That said, I still have to get home.